Yes, my friends, things are heating up behind the scenes for the Baltimore Ravens. We need to talk about Todd Monken and the upcoming matchup against the Steelers. Something unusual has happened in the last few hours, and we need to address some important points. Before we begin, make sure you've already hit the like button if you believe the Ravens will beat the Steelers on the 21st. If possible, write something like this: Go Ravens! I believe in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw or heard, but Baltimore Ravens fans were treated to an electrifying moment at practice this week when offensive coordinator Todd Monken took center stage in an impassioned display of leadership. A Fox Sports reporter captured footage that shows Monken demonstrating a ball security drill, emphasizing the importance of maintaining possession. He took charge physically, running through drills and showing defenders exactly how they would try to punch the ball out from behind or underhand. The moment was a rallying cry for a team looking to strengthen its play after a tough stretch, and it resonated with fans and players alike. Monken's frustration stemmed from the Ravens' struggles with turnovers in recent games. Speaking to the media after practice, he didn't mince words. "We played the Steelers 3 times and turned the ball over 8 times. If that doesn't make it a priority, I don't know what does." His passion underscores a critical need for Baltimore, especially with its playoff hopes riding on minimizing mistakes. Fans embraced Monken's brash approach, seeing it as a sign of a coach deeply invested in his team's success. Meanwhile, the Steelers are showing plenty of respect for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Defensive stalwarts like James Pierre and Cameron Hayward had high praise, calling Jackson crazy good and the most electric player in the league. It's not just talk. This rivalry brings out the best in both teams. Jackson, who has struggled historically against Pittsburgh's defense, has a chance to flip the narrative this week. The AFC North title is on the line, and both teams are locked in a fierce battle to control their destinies. Baltimore's defense is also under the spotlight. A key moment in their turnaround came during a players and coaches meeting after their Thursday night football victory over the Bengals. The team addressed issues directly, emphasizing accountability. Marlon Humphrey summed it up perfectly. "If you want to play, you've got to show it. If not, you're on the bench." That meeting seemed to spark a defensive resurgence. Players like Kyle Hamilton and Ardarius Washington have stepped up in redefined roles, contributing to a much-improved pass defense. As they prepare for another grueling matchup with the Steelers, the Ravens know the stakes couldn't be higher. A win keeps them alive in the division race, while a loss hands the AFC North crown to Pittsburgh. For Baltimore, this game is about more than just standings. It's about pride. Roquan Smith framed it as a manhood test, emphasizing the emotional weight of not letting a division rival celebrate on your home turf. The injury report adds another layer of intrigue. Baltimore is managing some key absences, while Pittsburgh is monitoring the availability of players like TJ Watt and George Pickens. These players could tip the balance in what's expected to be a classic Ravens-Steelers slugfest. But one thing is clear. For Baltimore, this is about redemption. They've lost 8 of their last 9 to Pittsburgh and are desperate to change the narrative. Ravens fans, it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think about Todd Monken's fiery display? Can Lamar Jackson finally conquer the Steelers? Let's hear your thoughts below.
The rivalry between the Ravens and Steelers is more than just another game on the schedule. It's a battle of wills, a chess match where every snap feels like a pivotal moment. This time around, both teams are grappling with high stakes and unique challenges. For Baltimore, the turnovers have been a lingering issue, but Monken's passionate intervention at practice might have been the spark they needed. His focus on ball security speaks volumes, especially when you consider the critical mistakes that cost the Ravens in previous matchups. Adding to the tension, Lamar Jackson's history against Pittsburgh looms large. Despite his incredible talent and MVP-caliber performances, the Steelers' defense has often managed to contain him. In fact, Jackson has only played 1 home game against Pittsburgh as a starter, back in 2020 during the pandemic-restricted season. This game presents a massive opportunity for him to rewrite his narrative against Baltimore's fiercest rival. One of the key adjustments for the Ravens has been in their secondary. Kyle Hamilton, now in a more traditional safety role, and Ardarius Washington have become pivotal in stabilizing the defense. Baltimore's ability to limit explosive plays has been a game-changer, and it started with their gritty performance against Pittsburgh earlier this season. They've carried that momentum into subsequent games, steadily improving their pass coverage. On the other side, Pittsburgh enters this matchup with questions surrounding their offense. George Pickens, their deep threat, is still a game-time decision due to a hamstring injury. Without him, the Steelers' passing game loses a significant weapon, forcing players like Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson to step up. Meanwhile, TJ Watt's status remains critical. Watt has been the ultimate game wrecker in this rivalry, and if he's not at full strength, it could shift the balance in Baltimore's favor. Another subplot is the Ravens' notorious struggles with penalties. They lead the league in penalty yardage, a stat that's plagued them all season. Penalties have derailed drives and extended opponents' opportunities, which could be disastrous in a game of this magnitude. John Harbaugh has been vocal about cleaning this up, but execution on game day will be the ultimate test. Offensively, Baltimore's line will face a stiff challenge from Pittsburgh's physical defensive front. The return of Alex Highsmith adds another layer to the Steelers' pass rush. While the Ravens' line has shown improvement, particularly with Ronnie Stanley's resurgence and rookie Roger Rosengarten stepping up, they'll need to be at their best to protect Jackson and open running lanes. The chess match extends to third down efficiency, where both teams have excelled at times. Baltimore boasts one of the league's best third down conversion rates, but Pittsburgh's defense has proven capable of tightening up in critical moments. It's these money downs that could ultimately determine the outcome of this game. The drama doesn't end there. The fallout from the Deontay Johnson saga continues to hang over Baltimore. His absence from the team after reportedly refusing to enter a game has left the Ravens scrambling for depth at receiver. Players like Nelson Agholor and Rashad Bateman will need to step up alongside rookie sensation Zay Flowers to fill the void. All of this sets the stage for a game that promises to be a classic Ravens-Steelers showdown. Both teams know what's on the line: pride, playoff positioning, and, for Baltimore, the chance to break Pittsburgh's recent dominance in the rivalry. Expect a physical, emotional battle where every yard and every possession counts. Ravens fans, now it's your turn. Do you believe this team has what it takes to reverse their fortunes against the Steelers? Will Monken's fiery leadership and adjustments make the difference? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As the Ravens prepare to take the field against the Steelers, the broader implications of this matchup can't be overstated. This is not just a fight for a division crown. It's about proving their mettle against a long-standing rival that has historically had their number. Despite their challenges this season, Baltimore has shown flashes of brilliance. Now, the question is whether they can bring it all together when it matters most. One of the biggest narratives heading into this game is Lamar Jackson's evolving legacy in these high-stakes battles. While he's unquestionably one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks, his track record against Pittsburgh has been inconsistent. The Steelers' defense, led by Mike Tomlin's meticulous game planning, has often forced Jackson into mistakes. This time, with the weight of the AFC North on his shoulders, Jackson has the opportunity to deliver a defining performance. Defensively, Baltimore's turnaround has been remarkable. After an early season meeting where their secondary faced scrutiny, the team's adjustments have been a revelation. Players like Marlon Humphrey have stepped up as leaders, while the reorganization of roles has allowed others, like Kyle Hamilton, to thrive. Ravens fans, how confident are you in this team heading into such a crucial game? Do you think Lamar Jackson can finally silence the critics and lead Baltimore to a season-defining win? Share your thoughts below, and let's gear up for what promises to be another epic showdown in this storied rivalry.